again, heading to work, and hopefully though, we'll see how this goes, because for one, some stuff is already going on this morning since very early, right? So there might be an issue going on, but no big deal, right? We're about to go find out for ourselves, right? So I figured I'd get out of the house a little bit early so I can try to hop on this live, hang out with you guys for a little bit. Like I said, I've been thinking about these live streams a lot, and I'm thinking about how potentially I'm going to start switching them up a little bit. Gotta just move some stuff around here. I want to switch a few things up with a cup holders here. But anyway, yeah, so we're off to work, hopefully. It's cold out though, and I'm already like missing the inside work that I was doing, that I was telling you guys that I don't really right now. Then, man, being outside all day. So we have a deck that we gotta go rip apart. I've been talking to you guys about it for like the past 2 weeks, I think now. And today is the day that we officially get to go there and try to start doing things, you know, because we told the company that we would be there yesterday. It was a washout yesterday, so we just worked at that other house and was able to get it done. And not only done, like super cleaned up, when this building has been like a workshop like for a while, and it's just nice, all that work that we did and got that done. But regardless, like I said, I'm a deck builder and I'm also a framer, so I'm not really an interior carpenter, I'm an exterior carpenter. And right now I wish I was being an interior carpenter full-time, because it's cold and kind of stinks, really, to be honest with all of you. But it's okay, you know, pays the bills, right? So, pushing forward. So, today, right now, is very flyable weather. Like, it's cold out, but at least the winds are, like, little to none. And this afternoon, we're supposed to have a little bit of a breeze, but it should be pretty light, like light enough to potentially go for a flight. So hopefully this afternoon we get to go out for a flight. You know, I've been trying every day, you know, and it's been super crazy. Like yesterday, if we would have got done work maybe an hour or two prior, I probably would have been able to have gone up for a flight, you know, and safe winds. But man, last night the winds were so heavy that it was crazy. Yeah, like the winds were just so high yesterday. And like I said, when we were at the airport yesterday, they were climbing as we were there. So, you know, never want to put myself in a bad situation, but you know, sometimes too, you can get caught in a wind gust or a wind front that comes out of nowhere that it isn't even predicted, you know, which is rare, because normally like all the charts that we look at and stuff like that are very, very accurate. You know, too, like paramotoring is like the real adventure to me. And you know, we all have things that we all long for. There's things that all drive us nuts, and we all get obsessed over different things. And you know, like my whole life, I was always wanting to be so obsessed over something, and everything I always did, I felt like I was doing what other people always did. Like skateboarding was something that was really big in my brother Anthony's life. And yeah, I got really big into skateboarding, but then it wasn't really for me. And then, which don't get me wrong, I'll still bust out a skateboard and do a couple things. I'm just I'm never going big anymore with that. It's not worth the epic falls and the horrible slams. And then like the quad riding, like don't get it wrong, that was my true first obsession. You know, and everybody that I knew already was riding. So I had to get good quick, and I'll never forget that. I feel like I did get good really quick because I really wanted to understand riding. I really wanted to understand all the trails that we live around. And I also just want to be, how do you say it? Just more involved, right? And with whatever it is that I'm doing. And same thing with paramotoring. It's like when I got into paramotoring, I got so hyper obsessed that there was no stopping me. I felt like I was uncontrollable. And then I finally figured out, man, that's sunlight. I'm sorry, guys. That's and I finally figured out that I really did have to get a type of proper training. There was just no way of doing it on my own, which I did try, and it's not worth doing that. You know, you can always go and try to, you know, teach yourself how to do things, which is totally fine. You know, it's a little reckless, but really the whole idea of being properly trained too is understanding the rules and regulations on flying. Flying is a really big deal, and if you're going to go out there and always just try to have a fun time every time you fly, you gotta really respect everything, all the rules, everything you can think of, right? Yourself, the gear, down to the fuel that you're putting into the tank, right? Like for me, I really try, guys, to make sure that I'm 100% every time I go flying. And normally I always try to make sure that, you know, I do these pre-flight inspections before every flight, where I just I'll just do like an overlook on my paramotor, like in my garage, just to make sure that it all looks totally fine, which it always does, you know. What I'm trying to also do, guys, is start like a podcast. Maybe I can go on the road. Man, that sun, guys, that's terrible. Sorry, guys. Turn you guys like this for a minute, huh? Man, the sun is just so... It's so funny now that I'm driving this way, so I'm not used to doing my live streams like this. So right now, we're getting like this terrible... I shouldn't call it terrible, but we're getting like really, you know, sorry that, guys. Wow, that glare is just shooting through. Wow, right there. That's crazy. Trying hard, guys. So regardless, man, that is so bad. I just can't believe. Man, this feels like I'm gonna break it if I pull it down any harder. So, like I was saying, you know, there's really nothing like paramotoring. I really love that I get to share the adventure with all of you guys. I'm trying to get the SkyMax's new model that they just started to talk about and post. It's the Pulsar. So, super epic, right? So, hopefully, I can get my hands on that sucker, because that thing looks so... Man, I cannot believe the sun's rise right now and how bright it is. So I'm super sorry, guys, if it's kind of hard. You know what I can do is turn the camera around. There we go. Alright, so we're heading to work. So I had to turn the camera around, guys. The lighting is just terrible right now with the sunrise coming up. So what's going on, everybody? Good morning. We are heading to work. It's Friday, guys. What's everybody doing this weekend? What's everybody got going on today? Are you working? What is up? Like I said, everybody, I wish that I was going out flying, but I don't think it's actually going to happen right now because we got to go to work. And not only that, in the middle of the day here, it seems like the winds are going to get back up to a high level, but it should drop back down, though, around sunset. So we'll see. I was thinking about hitting up Pilot Tom today and seeing about that, and then, or maybe hitting up everybody. Pilot Pat, Pilot Dave, hit up Asmat, you know, of course. And Asmat, though, I know that Asmat normally works till like 8 o'clock at night, which is a shame because that's after sunset in the wintertime. But in the summertime, though, he'll be able to you know, be flying sunsets again, because sunset's not till like 9-ish in the summertime. Or like, you know, at least way later, which is epic. I can't stand how dark it gets so early, but now at least it's finally pushing back farther and farther, and the days are getting a little bit longer and longer, which is my favorite. So I'm going to show you guys another field that I've actually flown out of. So right here to the left, guys, is a golf course, and over here to the right used to be all sod farms, which it still is. Right now, it's like, I don't know what tree that actually is that they're selling. I don't know what they are. They might be like fruit trees or something like that, pear tree or something. I'm not sure. But right here, we're coming up to it, guys. Look at this great big grass field right to the right. Boom! Big sod farm, guys. Oh yeah, check that out. Super epic. I've only actually flown out of there one time because I don't really know if I'm allowed to be really flying out. I've been told that I'm allowed to, and the owner doesn't care. But my whole thing is, because I make videos all the time, I try to really watch where I actually go, because every one of my flights I basically record. Like 95% of the time, I want to say the cameras are on board rolling, whether if I even make a YouTube video or any kind of video or not. So, what's this guy doing? Man, I'll tell you what though, these trash truck drivers are out here, man, and I'm not talking about my township company either. The township guys are great. The township that I live in, workers. But dude, there's this other company called, I don't even know what that name was, but dude, they drive reckless. They act as if they own the road and stuff like that. Super crazy. So, like I said, everybody, we're just heading to work. We also just drove past the spot where I've flown. I'm going to show you guys a spot where I've caught Pilot Pat flying at before, which is super epic. I've actually never flown right where we're about to get up to, but Pilot Pat has. And you know what's really neat though is that we're right around the corner from the local airport, so that's why I don't come out here, right? Because I know that I'm always trying to have my cameras rolling, and I know that it makes no difference taking off from the airport that's 5 minutes from here, or say taking off right here at this other sod farm. So here's another sod farm right here, guys. Big one too. Big sod farm. All right. Yeah, you guys see how big the sod farm is? Super awesome. Yeah, dude, I'll never forget it. I was working the one time, and Pilot Pat, or well, I didn't know it was Pilot Pat at the time, but I saw somebody, because there was a lumber yard right here, and I'm at the lumber yard, right? And at the lumber yard, and I hear a paramotor, and I'm thinking, there's just no way. This is early, you know, thinking it was like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. For like around there, like hearing a paramotor, I'm thinking like, am I really hearing a paramotor right now? And I'm looking all over the place, Boom. I couldn't believe it. Here comes a paramotor pilot flying over the lumber yard. I was so freaking stoked that I told everybody that I was in. I was like, dude, I have to go hunt him down, see where he's at. He's obviously flying from somewhere around here. So I go take off, and I'm driving down the road that we were just on, guys. And it's crazy to think that road, I started to drive down. This is the way I come to work for this other campground. And I was coming around, and boom, I see Pilot Pat's truck. And not only do I see his truck, I see him come in to do his epic landing, right? And that was so cool, you know, because I got to chit-chat with him for a few minutes before work, and it was nice because paramotoring, like I said, is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. And then being able to see other people do it in the sky, especially the people that you fly with. And me and Pat actually got into flying paramotors exactly the same time. Like, he went down to Florida and got trained with aviators, while I actually stayed here in Jersey and got trained here in some of our local soccer fields, some of our local airports and stuff like that, and some of our beaches, right? And like I said, everybody, if you guys know where I'm clearly at, where I'm flying at, and stuff like that, like I said, the reason why I want to start doing a podcast and going around to other paramotor pilots is because not only to talk to them about paramotoring, obviously, and how great it is, I want to also talk about the rules in their town, and what, if people were to come from out of state and come to fly in their spot, what should they be watching out for? What are the best times? Like, and realistically, everybody, the best time to ever fly is, you know, the first hour of sunset, and, you know, the last like 2 hours is, or I'm sorry, the last 2 hours of sunset and the first hour of sunrise, right? Which way we're gonna go? What time is it? 8:42. I still have a few minutes, so we'll go the long way around just so I can keep chit-chatting to you guys, right? Plus, we already did a drive around in the campground too, so I don't need to do that again for you guys. If you guys are curious to know what it's like, you guys can just check out my lives in the morning. You'll see the campground. But hey, maybe if if for some reason we don't work today and it ends short, I'll try to do a live stream, maybe leaving the campground if you guys would like to see it. Maybe do a walk around a deck that I typically would build and explain to you guys why we do it that way. And so if that's something that you guys are interested in, you know. But what I've definitely been noticing is that when I do the live streams in the afternoon, they obviously grab better attention and more people. And I honestly believe because right now, everybody's going to work and stuff like that. Not everybody can just take the time and watch a live stream, right? But for me, I just really enjoy doing these videos so much that I really like to try to always push videos out. But what I really do want to do is start setting up a podcast and push for that. And then, dude, I hit on a couple RVs last night. I would love to get an RV that's newer, that needs a little bit of inside work, because I want to gut it all out anyway. I want to gut out the whole kitchen and seating area and make a really great studio setup for just my podcast for the YouTube channel and even TikTok. It would be cool to do a podcast on TikTok sometimes too, as a live stream, you know. But regardless, you know, I think it's really, really great, and I love sharing the adventure, you know. Like, it's crazy how my work has been super slow, but it's always so up and down, and it's always been like that. But in the end, I really do enjoy doing the work because, you know, I've always done it with my family, you know. And really, if any one of you get the chance to actually work with your family and not fight with them and never have any issues, you're one of the real lucky ones. And, you know, I feel really lucky that, you know, I've never had those problems with my family and things like that. I was raised to, you know, look at life in a better way than anybody else could, and, you know, always know that no matter what, this too shall pass, you know, when there is a problem. And you know what I've realized in my life is that I'm not the only one that has problems, and I'm not the only one that pays bills, right? It's like we all have things that we have to deal with, you know. And it's crazy to think that, you know, some people will act as if the world's coming to an end and they don't know what's going to happen next. And it's like, to me, it's like you should just take a breath and be grateful that you're alive and you get the chance to figure it out by tomorrow, or you get the chance to do something totally different tomorrow. You know, you don't have to be stuck in the same rut life that you're in now. You know, it's mind-boggling to me. But don't get it wrong, I've been stuck in a rut myself. But that was a long time ago, you know. Man, it's weird to think that it's been like 12 years ago? Yeah, it's weird. 12, 13 years ago. Crazy. But regardless, so like I said, we're headed to work. I'm still 15 minutes early, but that's alright. Maybe we will just drive around the campground again. This campground's nice and big, and this campground, like I said, you know what? We'll come in here and I will show you guys the first trailer that was ever put in here once they redid the whole place. And what's cool is this campground used to look totally different, and it was like quarter of the size of what it is now. And I remember going in there and working on old trailers when I used to work for a company. It's so funny. I've actually worked for 2 different companies that go in to these campgrounds and do like the same work that I'm doing. But like those other companies actually did it all, like interior, exterior, everything, heating and plumbing, electric and all that. And I actually I didn't really enjoy all that, because I feel like when you're in somebody's home, you should be skilled for one thing and stick with that, you know. Like, to me, yes, I can definitely do it all, but I do not ever brag about it. I do not like to even let people really know about it because I don't want to be in someone's home. They're like, well, if you do know how to move electric, do you mind moving it over like 5 feet? It's like, it's something where I feel like you should have a professional come in that is specialized in electric to come and just do that, because man, one wrong move, you know, a week later your house can catch on fire. Or I go to do something with plumbing that I'm not really used to doing. Plumbing is the one thing I've actually done the least of. And probably masonry, but I've done a lot of masonry, but not like masonry that's holding up a house. And I don't know, I just don't want to, I don't ever want to be involved with stuff like that, you know. I already stressed out, still to this day, that I've done roofs, you know what I mean? But, you know, roofing is very simple, but it's like, it's still somebody's house, it's still somebody's park model that could eventually leak, and it's like, I don't ever want it to fall back on me. That's why we use like snow and ice shield, really sticky wraps, and we go overboard in all the valleys. We make sure we step flash really properly against the buildings of siding and stuff like that. Like I'll pull siding off and properly step flash and stuff like that. If the roof comes up to something like that, man, guys, I can't. Dude, the glare was just so bad that I just totally missed. I missed it. I had to like do a wide turn. Okay, so we still have 12 minutes. So let's go drive around the campground here, and I'll show you guys a couple of things, and then we're gonna end the live. Like I said, I don't know what's really going on now. I'm not trying to say that work's not gonna happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Only because of how it's already been, and now I think something's going on right now. I got a text at 6:30 this morning that I'm not gonna really say much more about, but I just think something is going on that might not be a good thing for work today, but we'll see. But regardless, we'll try to go flying this afternoon, or I'm gonna take you guys out to a couple cool spots or something, you know. So all right, so let's turn the camera around, right? Because I know this is what you guys kind of would prefer probably seeing, this view. So check it out. These are all the trailers, right? I shouldn't call them trailers. They're actually classified as park models because they're like miniature modular homes, right? Because they come in on frames. They get picked up and they're set on blocks. You know, these don't sit on foundations; they sit on blocks. And the reason being that they're not sitting on foundations is because in campgrounds here in New Jersey, they're not allowed to be permanent structures, right? They got to be always able to be pulled away. And even our decks that are all attached to all of these models, they're not even attached. They're all just freestanding, which is pretty cool. So like really all these models can be pulled away from all of our decks and the decks still be there, right? But a lot of times, like I was saying yesterday, you can't ever keep that stuff. Here, hold on a second, guys. I'm getting a phone call right now. Hello? What's up, man? Is everything all right? What's going on? Okay, here, hold on. Yeah. So, hold on. Okay. All right, sorry about that, guys. So I had to just take that call. So it was about work, and I think that it's kind of like on the sad side because it's something to do with my stepbrother's animal. So I think right now he has to go to the vet, and it's like an emergency. So, but it's all good. You know, I'd rather, you know, you gotta always, you know, take care of the family first. So. But right now, like I said, anyway, wow, look at that glare. Wow, look how dirty my windshield is. All right, so like I said, everybody, we are here at the job, basically. And I was going to show you guys the first trailer to end the live stream. My dad's probably already here on the site. And I'm going to try to figure some things out. So, and like I said, there's some issues going on right now with Mike, which aren't the end of the world or anything like that. It's just things happen, you know, it's life. So, all right, everybody, let me, I'll be getting back to you guys in a little bit. Yeah, there are people actually here. It's not just him. So let me go. And like I said, maybe we can hop, do a live here and just see what's going on. All right. So I'll get back to you guys in a few. All right. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I appreciate all of you guys for watching, and I'll be back. Let's see what happens with the work day.